Hey guys, it's Albert over at Aikens IT, just making a quick video on MFA and conditional access and explaining why MFA is just not enough to keep your network and your data secure. MFA, as you may know, it's just layering verification methods to get users access to sensitive data, whether that be getting a code via SMS or using an authenticator app. We're just kind of stacking verification methods to get people in. It used to be that stuff was really good and it was enough to keep you safe, but as you'll see, it's no longer the case. And so the types of authentication we use for MFA are something so that's going to be your password or a PIN, something you have, which would be your phone, so you can get an SMS code, or you'll use an authenticator app, or something you are. Some systems will allow you to use your fingerprint or facial recognition to get into a system, and those are all things that you can use to use MFA. There are some limitations to MFA though. We've seen a huge increase in SIM swap attacks, and what they'll do is they'll program a phone with your phone number using a hacked SIM, which will get them access to your SMS messages and into a system. We're also seeing a lot of man-in-the-middle attacks, so they will take session tokens and use that to get into your system, into your data, and they're always coming up with new methods to bypass security when you have just MFA. Another issue that we see with MFA is that depending on how it's set up, it's either on or off. And so we have users that are being asked to verify who they are multiple times a day, especially for users that are working remote. And so we're seeing people get frustrated and, wanting to bypass MFA because they don't want to be authenticating multiple times a day. They want to get in, do their work, and not be bothered with MFA, which I totally understand. And this is where we try to use conditional access alongside MFA so that we can streamline the user experience. And so the way you do that is you set up policies for your tenant. You can either say if users like signing in from this location, go ahead and let them in. Let's say they're in the office, we can add your office IP address to the safe list, and so users that are in the office won't be prompted for MFA. Any users that are remote will be prompted for MFA, but there's also other things that you can configure to prevent them from being asked to authenticate all the time. The other thing you can do with conditional access is set up device health. So if they're using a corporate owned device that is fully patched and managed by your IT team, that will allow that device to authenticate without needing to have the user verify multiple times, which is really, really nice because users don't have to get prompted to verify themselves all the time. Here are some other benefits of conditional access. Dynamic security adaptation, adaptive security, dynamically adjust based on user situation, enhancing protection without hindering user experience. As I just mentioned, if a user is in the office, they won't be asked to authenticate, but if they do go home and sign into a new browser window for 365, then they'll be prompted to sign in. And it just overall improves the user experience so that they don't have to authenticate multiple times. As I said, it is a seamless experience. If they're in the office, it'll work fine. If they're at home, they will have to verify themselves. So it helps them get in, do their work, and not have to be worried about MFA multiple times. So in conclusion, MFA, of course, super important. We still want that, but we also want to have conditional access in place in order to prevent outside actors from gaining access to session tokens or SMS via like a SIM swap hack. And so conditional access will prevent people that are not, in your network from getting in, which is super important and super helpful. Hopefully you guys like the video. I'm trying to make more of these. So yeah, you guys take care. Thank you.